You suckers who paid over MSRP on Corvettes are gonna hate this video because the Corvette market is crashing. As you guys know, I sold Corvettes for 22 years before I left Chevy at the end of 21 to start my own dealership here in Georgetown, Indiana, Mike's Car Store. And I'll tell you what, Corvette is my most favorite car to own. I own two, and also to sell. Late last year, I was really shocked by seeing 𝘊𝘢 Automotive Group out of Pennsylvania, who's a great Chevrolet Corvette dealership, was offering $3,000 and $4,000 off cars that weren't even in stock yet. And I was really concerned by that because I'm like, it's winter time, I get it, it's a little bit slower, but spring's not too far away. We should be able to sell those for still MSRP because they are still difficult to get and the used car market is still pretty high. And as you guys know, I just recently sold my truck, so I've been actively over the last few weeks searching for a new vehicle. And it's crazy how the algorithms of social media says, oh, we know what you're doing and we're gonna post stuff like that. And I see this picture right here saying my dealer in New Jersey has got a red Z06 𝘪𝘯 with Z07 package with tons of carbon at MSRP or under. You see that keyword? Or under. Wait a second. A brand new Z06 that is only 18 months old right now, they're willing to sell under MSRP. That tells you something, folks. And it didn't stop there. I saw this one right here showing that he's not even a dealer, loaded up Z07 for MSRP. And then my buddy Alan posting a Z06, Z07 fully loaded coming in from the factory at MSRP. And then my buddy Alan up in Michigan is posting how he's got a C8 in stock, several of them because they're a large dealership, that they're willing to do GMS employee pricing on, brand new in stock. So that leads me to think, I need another vehicle. Do I want to just buy another Corvette and be a 3 Corvette family? I love Corvette. It's my most favorite car that I love to have and sell and drive, but having a modded C8 is fun, but it's not a great daily driver. And I do love the Z06, and I love the sound of that flat plane crank, high revving Z06 engine. And I was just recently at a car show thinking, I would really like those. And if I can get one for $150, maybe I can buy a cheap $20,000 car and drive it all over the place as a daily driver because, you know, if I need to go to AutoZone or something like that, I do need a 4-door vehicle to do so. And of course we have the dogs and they want a car too. And that led me to start thinking of inventory that I had in my inventory. I'm heading down to detail because I've been actually thinking about buying this Volvo R design that we have on our lot, and Brandon is fixing it up. And we actually, now that I see this thing clean up, we use bling sauce on everything. This is their secret sauce, and this thing is looking nice. You like using this stuff?
I do. The ease of use, gloss and slickness, it completely unmatched.
It makes this thing look amazing.
But
wow.
My favorite area is using the trim sauce in the engine bay.
Oh, no, you can't, no. I was gonna show you guys something else with trim sauce later in the video because that does look good, but I have probably a more infamous thing on there because I picked these all up at AutoZone, and right now is a good deal because if you buy 2 bottles of whatever for bling sauce, they give you $4 off. So we're almost actually out of this, so I need to go buy more, but that does look pretty good. But maybe I'll show you what I was going to show you later in the video. And now the benefit of owning a used car dealership and having a vehicle like this Volvo in stock allows me to drive it. And I've been driving this vehicle for the last couple weeks and I really do love it. But my wife told me one thing, and I tell you what, I gotta love having a car girl as a wife because she said, you're not gonna be happy with it because you said that you wanted something with some horsepower to drive around. And all of these posts just really had me thinking about it. And then I started thinking with my car brain of knowing that Corvette and every car out there, sports car anyways, has got a life cycle. So when you look at sports cars and Corvettes, December is the least desirable month that someone's gonna buy a car. January is probably at or maybe just a little bit below that December mark. But so then we get into February, depending on where you're at in America. We're definitely starting to get into March, and then April, May, we're in full car swing. So here we are today in the end of May that I can buy a brand new Corvette at employee pricing, which is gonna be about $10,000 off MSRP. And then I start looking at Can anybody pronounce this name? Sequoia? I'm just gonna say Quebec. I start looking at Quebec's website, and I see 10% off MSRP on their cars as well, or approximately thereof. And then my wife says, I swear to God, I saw one for $10,000 off MSRP. Maybe she's a little loony, I don't know. I didn't see it, but still tells me to think, wow, what is going on with the car market? We know that summer is the prime market and the car is gonna be at its peak. We know going into fall that the car market, people are selling them, they're starting to flood with it, so the values are starting to come down a little bit because dealers are scared that they're gonna hold on to those cars for the entire winter season. You're talking about if you trade it in August, which is a very common month to trade a Corvette in, you're talking about September, October, November, December, January, February, March, 7 months that you're gonna hold on to a Corvette. And there are Corvettes out there that's been out there for 7 months to this day. So now you think about what's gonna happen over that 7 months of time. What was just announced, or what's gonna be revealed here shortly, the ZR1. So what is the ZR1 gonna do to this market? Because the people who have Z06s, these are the affluent people who are buying these cars, they're going to sell their Z06s at the end of the season, and they're going to want the ZR1, the biggest and brightest new one. We did not see this with the E-Ray. The E-Ray, in my opinion, is a trash car. There's no purpose for it. Getting 4 or 5 miles on an electric charge is nothing. I understand that you got the horsepower and stuff like that, all-wheel drive, cool, but it's not my cup of tea. But we have this life cycle that we have to think, and when we go one more year into it, what's gonna happen with the used car market? And when we have more cars on the market, it's just gonna go down in value. And with this used car market, the way it's gonna be, we always have to look back at the new car market. How are they selling? How much are they? Because right now, if you buy my exact same 2023 LT car, you're gonna spend $6,000 more, which is absolutely crazy. And earlier in the video, I told you about Bling Sauce. I wanted to show you something because I had an avalanche just come in and I used their trim sauce on probably the most infamous issue with a used avalanche. Right on there just really lightly. Now I'm gonna come through here. And you can see what that does. It absolutely makes it amazing. Just a simple spray on. And I like to do what's called cross hatching. And you get this in here. And that's what you need to do to get this to go well. So you can see for yourself right there what that does. And I know you're like, well, that's what it looks like now, or that's what you should say it looks like now when it's wet. But when it dries and I don't drop it on the ground, you're gonna see some amazing results as well. Okay, here we are a couple hours later, and you can see right there, I didn't do the third panel, I left this that way. And you can see how great this stuff looks. So it's all about 60 degrees out today when I'm recording this, but you can see that it doesn't fade out, it doesn't dry up, doesn't just go back to normal. You've done it all. You've put tire dressing on cars, you've done other things, you've used tools, and it just simply does not work. So now we're gonna do this one here so it looks amazing for our new customer that's going to be taking delivery of this here at the car dealership. Again, this is Bling Sauce Trim Sauce. You can get it at blingsauce.com or any auto zone across the nation. Now that I'm a used car dealer, you guys know I live and breathe this used car market. So we gotta talk about what the used car market is like right now. Currently, today, we're talking that the cars are only taking 30 days to sell. The average mileage is 9,400 miles, and the average price out there is $75,169. So these cars are still bringing a pretty penny, and I don't think that come fall time that they're gonna see much of an adjustment. And you guys know I love to teach, and here's the biggest thing happening on this crash right now that you've got to remember is never pay over MSRP. Yes, there's gonna be some fool out there who will, but the biggest thing to remember right now is imagine the people who bought Z06s 18 months ago who paid $50, $75, and sometimes cases $100,000 over MSRP. What they feel right now that they can buy their exact same car at or below MSRP. And tell me this, is there any way out there that you have to have the feeling to post on social media that, hey, I've got the first Z06, or I've got this, I've got that? Is it really worth $50,000? Because I guarantee you, every single person who has bought their C8, their Z06, or their E-Ray, which those hardly went over MSRP at all, they're regretting their decisions right now. They won't tell you this. They'll hold on to their car because they don't want to take that loss, because if they still have the car and they still have that tangible product, they haven't lost the money. It's only when they make a transactional process do they have the loss of money, of value to their car. And what's crazy about all of this stuff is you've got to remember that the market is now pretty much adjusting for what we saw in 2020, 21, 22, and part of 23. So I'm not too concerned, and the awesome thing about it is you can buy a car here in 2024, used or new, and get a really good deal and probably not take much of a hit. And the crazy thing about this is the entire time that I'm recording this video, we just traded for a 1,400 mile 2020 2LT Corvette. It's for sale, MikesCarStore.com.